In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I edited this image from this to this. And without wasting time, let's get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to be doing here is that we're going to turn off all active layers, right? And just let's see what our background image looks like. I shot this image in my studio with, as you can see in this image, a parabolic umbrella. And I gelled the parabolic umbrella with an orange gel, and I wanted to create like a silhouette kind of look with light bursting from behind and having with so much eye contrast. So that was what I wanted to achieve here, and I pretty much did that. So we're just going to go into how I was able to achieve something good from this image. But firstly, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. Also hit the like button when you've watched this video, and also share this video for others to come and view. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing I did here was pretty simple. So what I did was that I came to my foreground color, and what I wanted to do here was that I wanted to keep and pick a much more even background from this roughness you can see from the diffuser that I used on the parabolic. So what I wanted to do here was to pick a universal color that would work perfectly well with what I want to achieve. So I picked something in between orange and yellow, and I hit the OK button. So now I have picked my foreground color. So then I came right here and clicked on solid color, which totally covered this up, and I hit the OK button. I can delete this mask because I do not need it. So then the next thing I get to do here is rename this my background, right? Now, having done this, you can see this background is pretty much blocking my image, and that's not what I want. That's not actually what I want at this time. So what I get to do now is I come to my background layer, select subject, right, and wait for it to select. As you can see, it has made the selection. Then I come to my background layer, then I hit my layer mask tool, and I invert it with Command I. As you can see, we already have something looking very good. For some people, this is good enough and they end it here, but now I wanted to do something a little bit different on my own image. And yes, so let me just delete this layer. Now what I wanted to do here was pretty simple. We could see the way the light busted out from the parabolic umbrella. I wanted that repetition here, but a much more smoother and cleaner way at that. So what I did here was, let me delete this so you can see what I easily did. I created a new layer, clicked on my brush tool, increased the size of my brush well. I changed my foreground color, in this case, to white. My blending mode here has to be on normal, flow has to be 100, soft brush, as you can see. Then I clicked on this. Now look at what that has done, and I drop my tool here. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create a glow effect in the middle of this yellow solid color that I have created, so it looks like a gradient, right? A radial gradient. So now the next thing I got to do was I changed my blending options to blend that in to soft light. Now look at the before, look at the after. You can see a gradient happening right around the center of this image, right? And this wasn't enough. I wanted this to be duplicated, so I wanted 2. So I'm just going to use G1, and I'm going to use G2 for gradient 1 and 2. Now what we get to do now is that we group this G1, G2 group, and we can name this gradient. That's the radial gradient anyway. Yes, I can delete this because I don't need it. I can also delete this. Now the next thing I get to do here is that you can see it's literally covering her face, and I don't want that to be the case, right? I want it to be behind her. So what do? We hit Command and we come into this layer mask, we click on it to reselect that, to make that selection one more time, and we hit the layer mask button. As you can see, now the glow effect we had here has gone right behind her because we've masked her out of the image itself. So we've masked our image out of the what's it called, the layer, this layer itself. So Now the next thing we get to do is we can delete this because we don't need it. We create a merge, which is Shift Command Alt E. I use for short a merge. So now that we've merged this, it makes it very easy, right? Because what we're trying to do now is that it looks like we already have a good image. For some people, this is good to go and they can export because now it actually does look good. But I want to put this crown on top of our head. I downloaded this online, the PNG version, to just make it easy for me to do it without having to cut out the image. But you can see now that I've put the crown on our head, I actually don't really like the way it looks, because I can see the upper part. I'd rather prefer it feels like our head is a little bit this is not revealing in a way. So what I did was pretty simple. So I came around here, I duplicated this, right? Sorry, the background layer, I duplicated it, turned this off. Now I can delete this and I turn this off, right? Sorry, I duplicated this, and the next thing I get to do is I create a mask here. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to clean this out so that this will serve as what? A background for it. So I'll click on my brush because I'm trying to paint out. So like we know from masking, black hides and white reveals. So I'm just going to click on my brush, then I'm going to just clean out that upper part of our hair, as you can see. But note that this has created a patch that doesn't look very professional. So we're just going to merge again and put crown. Sorry. Now we have this, but what we are trying to do is we're trying to not make this show. So what we're going to do is pretty simple. We're going to click on our brush, right? We'll change our blending mode to color. Click on our option key to activate eyedropper 2. Then click on the color around, and we're just going to paint it out. As a matter of fact, we can actually keep it on normal. We're just going to paint it out. Pretty simple. Now we have it done. So now that we've done that, I wanted to finish my image. Like, this already looks very good, right? It looks very good in the eyes, but I wanted to finish my image with a little bit of finesse, you know. So I got this gold lens flare and decided to apply it on the left and on the right of our composition. So just to create that balance of light coming like from both ends, right? And the final thing I did was I wanted this to have that yellow, very strong yellow presence there. So I brought on my hue and saturation and increased my saturation a little bit to about 35-40, and voila, we've been able to edit this right from this to this. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.